My 40th birthday is coming up this year on January. This year, I don't know what to wish for my birthday, but I'm going through a lot of changes. I'm supposed to have a trinket come to me, and I don't know what to wish for because everything's going good and good living. But on my 40th birthday, the shield between me and what I promised God that I would do for Him is no longer there. All the wishes and all the gifts that I asked for in life will come for me, and it'll come into reality in the physical realm, therefore existing when I thought it wouldn't, because I thought that when I messed with trinkets that it would cure my hopes and dreams and everything else, but it gave me all the negatives first. When I burnt the trinket, I asked for magic to be real. I asked for the gifts of teleportation, and I asked that positives would outweigh the negatives in life. I asked for unselfish things and I never received them. So it's only a matter of time before I have to receive them and walk with them indefinitely. I can't run from God's fate. I can't run from my faith. I can battle for anybody and battle for the family and battle for my friends, but in order to do that successfully, I have to reach out into my own life and put those battles in my life, and everything that I battled for comes to a reality, and I have to live with those wishes and my niches and my sins and everything. I have to move forward because a lot of them weren't sins. There was me being trapped and me thinking they were sins. So now I have to influence myself on how can I receive those gifts, how can I receive my wishes when I'm stuck in this reality of not being able to do anything. I lost everything. Now I have to fight in life to get everything back. And I'm living life differently. I don't have many friends. I don't have women stopping over and saying hello, but that's all changing now that I messed with stuff and made it public notice instead of hiding it. If I make things public notice and say the things I wish for out loud, then it has to come true, and it can't be fighting because I've already put it to life, and those were the agreements, a part of everything else. It doesn't matter what others say and others do, it only matters what I say and do, being since I'm the one that used the trinkets. It's the whole reason why behind it, on the real truth, on why I used the trinkets in the first place, to give me additions to life, to many reasons. And the public's making a mockery of everything, wanting us to be either between faith or between witchcraft. But all these fighting we're doing has got nothing to do with any of our interests. What if we're interested in other things in life? You won't know because you're force feeding us and telling us we have to be in either part of society, but none of that has anything to do with my interests. If people really knew who I was and the things I stand for, then you wouldn't be asking questions. You wouldn't be making wrong assumptions on these titles and journals that I put down. Eventually, they're going to be brought to life, and flicks are going to come out with new situations and new allies and different allegiance, and people are going to be fighting the same battles, and the whole change in reality is going to be changing different. We're going to be looking at things differently now. I believe in a supernatural existence, but I believe it's a journey for everybody to contain themselves in a journey of that what fits for them. A lot of people have been battling stuff that of the supernatural, and it's not just talking about dragons and all that stuff. We're talking about ghosts and shadow things that come out, and we use our faith against them, and it's hard to describe, and I'm tired of talking about. I'd rather do things and live in a life suggested by myself, and it's hard to do that with this World War III business. It's hard to do that when I'm waiting for disability. I'm waiting to change everything, and people are getting annoyed because they're going through the same thing, constantly waiting, wanting to do things in their life, and they're constantly torn behind and left behind because people leave them too. See how people act? It's not just me that's suffering out here in the planet. So make an example out of things and don't be afraid to stick up for good things. I don't wish bad things upon nobody, not even my enemies. I have none, because enemies will always stick around. That's what they say. But nobody's sticking around, not good people or bad people. So, and you say it's part of my disabilities to keep me disowned from people, but I'm the one always asking to be around people. So that's kind of strange. But take it into consideration that all these changes I'm fighting for are coming to reality. And I got to deal with what I wish for, and talking with somebody new on the internet is fine for me. But my ex got to learn that she wants to be part of the family, then she's got to stay family. We can never be back together again because of the bad past that we have. And I don't want to explain everything. She's got to understand what she did was wrong. And I still care for her and still love her as a person, but I don't see a future for us. It's hard to get past the actions that were already accomplished. She tries bending the stories and changing the stories, but I remember everything. And none of anything I accomplished or did was bad sins or anything. Even using drugs, because I wasn't into those scenarios. Yeah, I was smoking, but I still never ruined our relationships and ruined everything else just because I had an addiction to weed. I don't anymore. So I'm clear headed to remember everything. And other people was the ones that ruined our relationships and everything. So I started changing and going through new things and new battles and meeting new people and creating a reputation on the internet and doing skits and doing everything. I'm trying to create stories and like fiction that you see on the YouTube and everything, but it's hard to do that when you're the only person doing things in your town and people aren't looking up and subscribing, so people aren't spreading the message. Oh well, it's not my problem then. Then people got to learn of their actions and the things they do in their lifestyles, and the stories and battles that they go through have compromises, not just consequences to our wishes and the things we ask for and the things we do. Everything in life can be good and turned around at any moment. All you got to do is believe in it. And that's just not wisdom I'm giving out to the public. That's wisdom I'm following for myself. Why would I give out advice to the world and scenarios to the world if I wasn't willing to do them and go down them myself?